The following is a paid program brought to you by Illusion. Over the past 5 seasons, you've seen the results. Both professional and everyday hunters have claimed thousands of inches of antlers, and all with one common link: the ultimate calling system by Illusion. The top-selling, all-in-one extinguisher deer call, and the hottest rattling system on the market, the Black Rack. Not only do these products create more vocal range than any other duo calling system, Illusion provides you with over an hour of communication knowledge, which teaches you how to make the Black Rack and extinguisher produce results a deer hunter can only dream of. Why have tens of thousands of customers purchased one of these products in the last couple of seasons? It's simple. They just plain work. The extinguisher deer call replicates the exact buck, doe, or fawn vocalization in a split second, has a freeze-free design with its patented Monoslide system, adjusts instantly for precision vocalizations with no guesswork. The Black Rack emulates 2 full-racked bucks fighting, not one fighting itself, has an inner bone core design, giving it a highly realistic sound. Black exterior conceals your movements. 3 reasons the ultimate calling system can outperform other products: more versatility in the field the moment you need it, more realism to fool even the most intelligent bucks. Both systems include free, in-depth instructional videos which teach you the entire deer language. It's time for you to start seeing the results. Why wait? The best time to make the change to the ultimate calling system is right now. You can't afford to let another hunting season go by without this deadly system in your arsenal.
Whitetail hunters spend a lot of time and a lot of money on their sport, and Tim Roller is no different. Tim does this for a living. He has a television show, he's managing people, he's managing deer areas. He's out to capture deer on film every year. That's what he has to do. And so how do you put a value on a calling system when it comes to the extinguisher or the Black Rack? Well, let's just see what kind of value Tim Roller puts on this ultimate system.
You know, we were fortunate to get hooked up with Illusion from the very beginning. From the first days of the extinguisher, from the first days of the Black Rack, we've had them, we've been using them. This system here is proven. It's not something new, it's not a gimmick, it's not something you're gonna have to wonder, if I purchase this, is it gonna be successful? You don't have to believe me, you don't have to believe anyone else. Look at the footage, look at the success. You can't deny the video, you can't deny the numerous hundreds, thousands of big bucks across the country that have fallen to this system. So you invest thousands of dollars into your equipment, into gas, into lease prices, into travel time, not to mention the hours and hours of work and effort that goes into getting position. Here comes the buck of your dreams, and he hangs up, out of range. If you could stop time and somebody could offer you a system that would allow you to harvest the best buck of your entire life, would you pay it? I bet you would. If you're anything like me, you definitely would. Don't put yourself in that position. Get this system from Illusion, put it in your pack, and go to the woods with the confidence that you're going to be able to seal the deal on the buck of a lifetime. You know, I say it all the time, as a producer of a hunting show, we have to use the products that allow us to be successful. I have over 24 people contracted filming for Whitetail Journey, and that means we have to put the products in their hands that allow them to be successful and allow us as a production to get the most footage we can. Well, this system right here, hands down, does it better than anything else we take into the woods. Whether it's rattling with the Black Rack or calling with the extinguisher, the majority of the bucks that we're able to get, we can directly attribute to this system right here. You know, over the years since we started using this system, we've had numerous success stories with it, but one that always sticks out with me is Kansas a few years ago. I was about to pick up the Black Rack and do another calling sequence. When I looked at my cameraman, I said, I'm gonna hit the extinguisher real quick just in case we've had a buck sneak in on us and we don't know he's around us. Wouldn't you know it, I make 5-6 calls, spin around in the stand, let that call go out in all directions. I no sooner put it back in my pocket, I turn around, and here comes the biggest bodied buck I've ever had a chance at harvesting, 30 yards away, coming right at us.
Tell me when you're good. Matt. That's a slob. That's a pig. I pulled out my extinguisher. Thank you, Mike, JJ. I pulled this out, grunted about 5-6 times, put it in my pocket, and it wasn't 30 seconds. And I heard a deer walking across the creek right here.
I never have a chance. I probably never even see that deer without the extinguisher and the rattling system. The two combination allowed me to take the buck of a lifetime. Get the ultimate calling system now. Trust me, you won't regret it.
I travel across the country talking about communicating with animals. And one thing that tends to come up quite a bit is how effective is rattling and how does it work? Well, let me tell you, rattling can be the most exciting and the most effective tool that you can have in your bag during certain times of the year. You don't have to just take my word for it. Let's take a look at Dennis Williams out on a hunt where the calling didn't work so great, but as soon as he hit them racks, that deer came flying in.
By using shed antlers that you find out in the woods as rattling horns, you do not get the same sound and the same effect as you do with this black rack. You know, the reason why is you only got a couple tines touching each other while you're rattling. Where this, you get a full set imitating 2 bucks locked in combat. All deer communicate with a white, either flicker the tail, meaning a calmness to them, or the white flag. The reason I like the black rack is it's black. Naturally, everything in the tree is darker shade, your camo's dark, you get away with a lot more movement. The last thing I want is a white set of racks sitting up in the tree, you know, showing danger to the deer. That's why I use the black rack. I just happened to look over through a little opening through the cedars, saw a buck with his nose down, grunted at him a couple times, but didn't know for sure if he had heard it or not. Waited for a couple seconds, didn't hear him coming through, didn't see him. So I grabbed the rattling horns, did a little tickle, not much, not real heavy horn, and I no more than touched him twice together, and he come exploding out of the cedars. Crashing through the creek, ran right to the base of the tree. That's how fast it happened. You know, I've done a lot of rattling over the years. It's my preferred way of calling deer. I've tried shed antlers, I've tried rattle bags, I've tried the other rattle contraptions they have in the market. The black rack is the best system I've ever come across. You have to try it. The black rack is the best system, by far.
Now the black color allows you to conceal yourself when it comes to rattling. You can rattle at deer that are, you know, within sight range and they're not going to detect you because you don't have that white flash. Also, there's the bone core inside that keeps the realism where it won't go bad. It'll last and sound great forever. The other thing is it's designed as 2 complete deer that are locking their horns together. And when deer fight, they lock their horns together and they twist and they turn. You can't manipulate and get a sound like that out of other contraptions. Throwing some sticks in a bag or some other contraptions, you can't recreate that sound. And when you create the exact sound, you create the illusion of 2 deer fighting. Watch what happens. Andy Orr specializes in managing land for trophy whitetails. And when it comes to having the opportunity to actually harvest that animal, Andy uses the ultimate calling system with the extinguisher and the black rack. Now, let's look at this next segment where Andy used the extinguisher deer calling system to manipulate and communicate with this beautiful deer.
Well, the extinguisher allows you to become the deer you need to become to force a buck to come and investigate. I challenge you to get out there, get your extinguisher in your hand, and start communicating with mature bucks, start controlling their behavior, and put them where you need them to be to get a great shot. I mean, there's nothing as satisfying as calling a buck over and then putting an arrow through him. Having been in the woods and hunted in southern Iowa a long time, I've been fortunate enough to hear a lot of bucks grunt, a lot of does bleat. And we know these sounds, they become, you know, just second nature to you. It has that tremendous realistic sound. It sounds exactly like a whitetail, and the benefit to you of that is you don't ever have to worry about calling with an extinguisher and spooking a deer. In the old days, some of the older deer calls I had, I can remember blowing a deer call and deer just snapping their head up, just blow and run, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna use a deer call in my life. But You don't have to worry about that with the extinguisher. It's a tremendously effective call with total realism. And when we first saw him, he was hooking around those ridges. I started laying out a scenario like there was an immature buck and a doe just up the hill from him. He eased in closer to about 40 yards straight downwind of us and put his nose in the air and was searching, kind of searching, trying to smell the doe or the buck or any danger. And then he eased off back down the hill real slow and kind of started to circle us. And I thought, well, he's going to circle all the way around us and come in. And I chose not to call at that time because he's already moving closer. Well, then he held up. At which point I realized I need to do something. I need to encourage him and coax him just a little bit further, try and control his behavior. I grunted like an immature buck once and then grunted like a doe, and you can see on the video he just immediately just snapped him out, just popped him out of his trance. He grunted back at me and came right up the hill and gave me a perfect 25-yard shot, just amazing. You know, absolutely just the extinguisher showing its true colors, communicating and controlling deer behavior. I worked the buck for probably 6 or 7 minutes on video. Incredible experience to communicate with him and control his behavior like that as he drifted in and out of heavy cover. This buck is a perfect example of why I take an extinguisher deer call with me every time I go bow hunting. I consider it to be a massive advantage in the woods.
With your extinguisher deer call, you can create grunts, growls, groans, bleats, balls, pops, clicks, and more with unmatched precision and realism. And with the Black Racks, you can create an instinctive reaction in deer by producing slams, pops, grinding, and battle sounds that can only be replicated by 2 full racks. Don't get caught in the tree with your one-note wonder deer call or white half-rack sheds. Get serious and get the most versatile communication system on the market today, the Ultimate Calling System by Illusion. The extinguisher and Black Rack systems both come with a free in-depth instructional DVD by Illusion, which will teach you exactly when to call and how to communicate with deer of all gender and ages. In these advanced instructional videos, world-renowned deer calling expert and Olympic gold medal archer Rod White will share the knowledge he's gained from over 20 years of successful harvesting world-class bucks and working side by side with whitetails at local deer farms. This knowledge is truly invaluable, and it will be yours to keep forever when you order the Ultimate Calling System. Why have tens of thousands of customers purchased one of these products in the last couple of seasons? It's simple. They just plain work. The extinguisher deer call replicates the exact buck, doe, or fawn vocalization in a split second, has a freeze-free design with its patented Monoslide system, adjusts instantly for precision vocalizations with no guesswork. The Black Rack emulates 2 full-racked bucks fighting, not one fighting itself, has an inner bone core design, giving it a highly realistic sound. Black exterior conceals your movements. 3 reasons the Ultimate Calling System can outperform other products: more versatility in the field the moment you need it, more realism to fool even the most intelligent bucks. Both systems include free, in-depth instructional videos which teach you the entire deer language. If you were to add up all of the deer calls, rattling contraptions, and information needed to produce the vocalizations that are made with just one Ultimate Calling System, you'd easily spend several $100s. Buy the Ultimate Calling System today and never head to the field with another one-note wonder call again. This television-exclusive Ultimate Calling System includes Illusion's top-selling extinguisher deer call, The Secrets to Calling in Big Bucks DVD, Illusion's #1 rated Black Rack rattling antlers, and The Secrets to Rattling in Big Bucks DVD. This Ultimate Calling System is valued at well over $100, but can be yours today for only $49.99 plus shipping and handling. But wait! If you order online or by the end of this program, we'll include a free Working Class Whitetails DVD, including 20 whitetail kills with 6 Boone & Crockett bucks. And while supplies last, we'll also include a scent-free wind checker at no additional cost. Simply order online or call in before this program ends to receive these 2 bonus items only while supplies last. A $30 value, yours free if you order right now. This system is the perfect gift for any level of deer hunter. Seeing that special someone harvest a trophy of a lifetime would be priceless. You can't afford to let another hunting season go by without this deadly system in your arsenal. Order now.
Just think, you go to the store, you grab a call or some kind of rattle contraption off the shelf, you go out into the woods, what are you actually getting? Well, with the Illusion communication system, we use Rod White, Olympic gold medalist. Rod's harvested multiple Boone and Crockett's, multiple deer over 200 inches. Rod's studied deer his whole life. He knows how to get big bucks. And Rod comes with the calling system. Rod's instructional DVD with the extinguisher and the instructional DVD with the Black Rack rattling system is going to help you a ton. So let's go see what Rod's got to say about this ultimate calling package.
Using the extinguisher by itself is extremely effective. Using the Black Rack by itself is extremely effective. However, when you combine those two, you have the ultimate system and the ultimate way to communicate with mature whitetails, regardless of what behavior pattern they're in. When you diagnose what situation you're in from a hunting perspective and the environment that you're in, and you start to combine those two and learn to work the two of those together in a system, that's when you really can flip the switch on your ability to call in mature whitetails and take it to a whole nother level that's never existed before. You know, there are certain days and certain phases of the rut that deer are in where it's highly beneficial to use the system together all as one unit, where you're rattling and you're also using the grunt call. There are also times when it's extremely beneficial to just use the grunt, and there's times it's extremely beneficial to just use the antlers. I can remember not too long ago on a hunt where we rattled the same buck in over and over and over again, and I was demonstrating for one of the guys who was filming with us how to use the call appropriately and when to rattle and when not to rattle. And it seemed like every time we hit the antlers together, we had the same buck that would just turn around, spin, and come right back. He would just get out of view, I'd smack him together, and he'd come back. And the unfortunate part was we had a big buck sneak in behind us, rolled up in and got around the edge, and as soon as he got around the edge, had dropped back down over the edge looking for that buck that we had rattling, and he had already gone, the other buck had already gone over the edge too. Literally the next day we had a scenario that unfolded where I was just making a few contact grunts at a buck, and I believe he was communicating back with me as he was walking across the field, and had no interest in coming over. I'd hit the fawn bleat, escalated into a doe call, and when that happened, it immediately turned his attention. He came right to the bottom of the tree. So you never know which call is going to work on which day. You certainly can get a feel for it and stick with one throughout most of the day, but without a doubt, we're dealing with animals, mature whitetails, that act differently than deer in general. So you need to be prepared for almost any scenario. You know, adding thousands of inches of antler through the extinguisher calling system and the Black Rack system has been more than exciting. But without a doubt, even more fulfilling than that is watching average bow hunters become world-class bow hunters through both the land management system I have, the Land and Game Company, and through teaching at Infinite Archery. It's been an incredible journey the past couple years, and watching that all unfold to where guys can use that calling system in conjunction with all the other moving parts that goes along with becoming a world-class bow hunter and harvesting mature whitetails consistently, that is without a doubt the most exciting part of using all the components together.
Just having a successful hunt is one thing, but being able to document those hunts on video is a huge part of what we do. Brant Fox oversees a large team of videographers that go out and hunt trophy whitetails year after year. They've got over 200 hunts in the bag. So let's see what Brant's got to say about this system and see how it actually works in the field.
With the patented slide technology in the extinguisher, you can make each and every sound that a deer makes. The Black Rack is very effective for rattling. The extinguisher is the perfect call for calling in deer. When they're used as a system and you take the knowledge from the DVDs that are provided, you will call in bigger bucks. Now, as we all know, when you pick up a pair of shed antlers, it depends what condition they're in, but they will over time lose their sound. With a Black Rack, you don't have to worry about that. There's a bone core built inside of the call. The other thing that always concerned me with using natural antlers was when they're in the tree or I'm using them with that real white sheen and color. The Black Rack, it's black. It's like special ops deer hunting. They can't see you. I honestly can't place a value on these two calls. This system makes me a better hunter. This system helps me and allows me to kill bigger bucks. And this system just makes me enjoy the woods more because I see more animals. With the extinguisher and the Black Rack, you can hunt as soft as you want or as hard as you want, and both ways are going to be effective. Just over the hill there, I killed one of my best bucks ever, scored somewhere in the mid 180s with my bow a few years ago. Coincidentally, that was the first year that I'd taken the extinguisher call out and took it for a test ride. I let out 3 really short buck grunts just to try and pique the deer's interest. Before I could even stand up, the cameraman's tapping me on the back of the head and he's saying, "Shooter, shooter coming in." And the rest is history. I was actually sold on the extinguisher before that, but now It is that call that I will turn around in my truck to go back and get. In fact, I usually carry 2 of them, one in my truck in case I do forget. Working Class Whitetails is the name of our company. Our guys actually work. We have full-time jobs. Chasing giant whitetails is just our passion, and this is what we do with our precious time away from work. We're not the guy that's going to just plop a tree stand out in the middle of the woods and sit there and patiently wait for that magical moment to happen. Get out the black rack and know when it's time to make those certain deer calls and use the extinguisher. Don't wait, folks. They're going to run out. I mean, this is the hottest call on the market, and this is the hottest system. Get online and order today.
When it comes to a good quality product, you have to have the right features, and the product has to have the benefits that actually work in the field. Now, Brian Smith is Above the Game TV producer, and Brian understands how important it is to have the right functioning product in your bag when it comes to taking that trophy buck.
I know myself, I've been in a situation where I've only had 1 call, and I've had the buck grunt, communicated, didn't come in. All right, I wish I would have had the doe bleat, maybe he would have came into that. Well, with the extinguisher and the black racks, I have the ability to communicate with him on all levels. And that's going to be the key to success for me in the woods. Because if I grunt at him, he doesn't respond, I can quickly slide down, give a bleat. That may be what gets him to come in. If not, I got the black racks, I can bang them together, twist and turn, and he'll come into that. Here's a perfect example. Last year's hunt for me, I'm sitting up in the tree stand. Before I know it, I'm looking over across the river, and this big buck is already past me. I didn't think there was a chance in the world he's ever gonna come across that river. Gave him a few calls, and that just wasn't doing it. So I grabbed the black racks, twisted them together, simulating those 2 bucks fighting, and immediately that got him to turn around, cross the river, and come in. Truly amazing to see as a hunter how being able to communicate with this buck resulted in success for me.
Called him from across the river with my extinguisher and black racks from Illusions.
There is no doubt for me in last year's hunt that without having a calling system and a rattling system easily at my disposal, I would not have had the success that I did. This complete system, the calling system and the rattling system, have completely changed the way I hunt, and I know I won't go in the woods without it.
The thing that completely separates the extinguisher from other deer calls is that it allows you to go from the fawn sound to the doe sound to the buck sound in just a fraction of a second with very little movement. If you need to bring a doe in, you can sound like a fawn asking for its mother. If you want to bring a big buck in, you could act like a doe looking for a big buck. Or maybe you want to challenge that buck with another buck. But you can consistently bring in all different genders and ages, structures of deer if you know how to communicate effectively with them, and the extinguisher can allow you to do exactly that.
I'm sure you've all been there where you've had this scenario happen where you've thrown out almost every call that you've had. You've flipped a can, you've blown a grunt call, you've smacked some antlers together, and you've even snort wheezed at something. Imagine having the ability to use 2 of those calls simultaneously in a system and in a format in which you've learned on a learning DVD that comes with a call system. Now, when those deer start to walk away, you'll know what to do with the deer rather than just throwing a bunch of calls at him and hoping for the best. There are several key features and benefits to both the extinguisher and the black rack, and especially using them together. When you've had these in your hands for a couple years like I have, and you've been in the design phase of things, you certainly come to appreciate, like the Monoslide, for example, being able to quickly move from different vocalizations and create different vocalization patterns to make a deer, manipulate a deer, do what you want it to do so that walks into bow range is extremely important. The full contact of both antlers together really simulates 2 bucks fighting rather than 2 half racks fighting, and it makes that contact and that noise reach much, much further out over a longer distance, which means you're reaching out and grabbing bucks further away than you normally would with a single set of antlers. Knowing this deer was completely territorial, I just lowered it to the deepest sounding call I could, and within a matter of minutes, that buck, it was on a beeline right to our tree. And by the time he got to 50, 60 yards, I'd hit it 2 more times, and he walked right underneath the stand, give us about a 35-yard shot, quartering away on several different occasions as he was coming in. You can see the aggressiveness in him. You can see the hair up on his back, the frost was on his back. It was a beautiful morning.
That's the croaker.
It was a prime example of a deer that really was able to be worked with a very deep call because he was the dominant buck in an area. Get the system in your hands now so that you're prepared for the fall and the moment of truth when it happens.
With your Extinguisher Deer Call, you can create grunts, growls, groans, bleats, bawls, pops, clicks, and more with unmatched precision and realism. And with the Black Racks, you can create an instinctive reaction in deer by producing slams, pops, grinding, and battle sounds that can only be replicated by 2 full racks. Don't get caught in the tree with your one-note wonder deer call or white half-rack sheds. Get serious and get the most versatile communication system on the market today, the Ultimate Calling System by Illusion. The Extinguisher and Black Rack systems both come with a free in-depth instructional DVD by Illusion, which will teach you exactly when to call and how to communicate with deer of all gender and ages. In these advanced instructional videos, world-renowned deer calling expert and Olympic gold medal archer Rod White will share the knowledge he's gained from over 20 years of successful harvesting world-class bucks and working side by side with whitetails at local deer farms. This knowledge is truly invaluable, and it will be yours to keep forever when you order the Ultimate Calling System. Why have tens of thousands of customers purchased one of these products in the last couple of seasons? It's simple. They just plain work. The Extinguisher Deer Call replicates the exact buck, doe, or fawn vocalization in a split second, has a freeze-free design with its patented Monoslide system, adjusts instantly for precision vocalizations with no guesswork. The Black Rack emulates 2 full-racked bucks fighting, not one fighting itself, has an inner bone core design, giving it a highly realistic sound. Black exterior conceals your movements. 3 reasons the Ultimate Calling System can outperform other products: more versatility in the field the moment you need it, more realism to fool even the most intelligent bucks. Both systems include free in-depth instructional videos which teach you the entire deer language. If you were to add up all of the deer calls, rattling contraptions, and information needed to produce the vocalizations that are made with just one Ultimate Calling System, you'd easily spend several $100s. Buy the Ultimate Calling System today and never head to the field with another one-note wonder call again. This television-exclusive Ultimate Calling System includes Illusion's top-selling Extinguisher Deer Call, The Secrets to Calling in Big Bucks DVD, Illusion's #1 rated Black Rack Rattling Antlers, and The Secrets to Rattling in Big Bucks DVD. This Ultimate Calling System is valued at well over $100, but can be yours today for only $49.99 plus shipping and handling. But wait! If you order online or by the end of this program, we'll include a free Working Class Whitetails DVD, including 20 whitetail kills with 6 Boone & Crockett bucks. And while supplies last, we'll also include a scent-free wind checker at no additional cost. Simply order online or call in before this program ends to receive these 2 bonus items only while supplies last. A $30 value, yours free if you order right now. This system is the perfect gift for any level of deer hunter. Seeing that special someone harvest a trophy of a lifetime would be priceless. You can't afford to let another hunting season go by without this deadly system in your arsenal. Order now. The preceding paid program was brought to you by Illusion.